Rallying. It's loud, it's awesome, and it can make you feel like an absolute legend. Look at me power drifting the Peugeot. We'll not show you the next corner where I was upside down, but anyway, which rally game does it best? Is it AC Rally? Is it V-Rally 2 on the original PlayStation? I'm joking, it's not in this test. But what about Dirt Rally 2, the last generation champion? In this video, I put the Peugeot Maxi and the Subaru from both games up against one another, back to back. Which game does it best? Let's find out. And we're gonna start here on AC Rally in the Peugeot. Now before we go on this run in this fantastic car, let me make something absolutely clear. I am not a rally expert, I'm not a co-driver, I don't own a helmet with a microphone in it, I'm just a bloke who likes fast cars, loud noises and pretending to know what I'm doing. So if you're expecting some kind of professional rally analysis, well, you've come to the wrong place. But what you will get is enthusiasm, confusion and the occasional moment of brilliance entirely by accident. So that's enough of that, let's get back to me wrestling this Peugeot and what it felt like. So, the Peugeot 306 Maxi, it's a car that in real life was famous for two things: sounded like a chainsaw being fed through a megaphone, and torque steer so violent that it could dislocate your shoulders. Well, in Assetto Corsa Rally, it absolutely delivers. The moment you touch the throttle, the steering wheel tries to escape your hands, it pulls left, it pulls right, it pulls everywhere except in the way you want it to go. It's like walking a very angry dog that's just seen a squirrel. But here's the thing, it's actually really accurate once you get used to it. This is a high-powered front-wheel drive kit car. It fights with you, it argues with you, and it demands respect here on AC Rally. The physics, they're uncompromising. You can feel really good weight transfer, the front tyres are clawing at the tarmac. Every bump actually matters when you're driving this car, so your inputs have to be bang on the money. Every mistake is punished immediately, and I found that I was having to short shift to manage that torque steer. In terms of the sound, it really does sound superb, I think. It screams, and from the replay cameras it pops and it bangs. It sounds like someone's put a rally stage in your living room. Graphically, the car model's out of this world. It really does look superb. The lighting, the textures, everything is as you would expect from AC Rally. It's an absolute looker. And I think that as the game evolves, it's going to gradually look even better as they add more graphical touches. But the driving is hard. It's really hard. Getting a clean run takes patience, skill and the mental stability of a monk. It took me a lot of goals to get this run recorded. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. I think it took me 33 tries to get this. However, I wasn't frustrated. I knew that it was on me, and I knew that I needed to find the skill to wrestle this car to the end of this stage. When you get it right, this car can make you feel like a genius, like a rally master, a tarmac whisperer. When you get it wrong though, which you will, it'll make you feel like you've never driven a car before. If there was a main negative that I could pull from this car, it would be the handbrake. I'm not entirely certain that it's a car issue and not an AC Rally issue. I find the handbrake to be really unpredictable on this game. It's not unpredictable on any other game, so it's not my hardware. It literally is on AC Rally. For some reason, I can pull the handbrake one moment and the car spins uncontrollably. I can pull it the next time and the car hardly moves. I don't really know what's the matter with it, but it doesn't feel quite right. So the main takeaway about this car for me was that it takes time to learn. At first it's chaos, torque steer everywhere, front tyres screaming, and you're wondering why you're being punished so badly. But once you finally understand it, once you stop fighting it and you start driving it properly, it becomes an absolute joy. It's dead sharp, dead precise, and it was quite addictive really. The question really is whether you've got the patience to get there. Have you got the patience to learn? Because this car certainly is not going to meet you halfway. So now that we've driven it on AC Rally, let's take its counterpart for a spin on Dirt Rally 2. And for this run, we came to Spain because it was the only other fully tarmac stage that I had unlocked. And as soon as I set off in this version, it was like the Peugeot had been to finishing school. It's definitely calmer, it's more composed, it's more polite. It's like it's learned table manners and now refuses to misbehave in public. The torque steer, it's still there, technically, but only in the same way a Chihuahua is technically a dog. Yes, it exists, but it's not going to drag you into a ditch, dislocate your shoulder, or trying to kill you just for touching the accelerator. The grip here felt, well, it felt enormous, too enormous. It feels like somebody quietly fitted it with four-wheel drive when you weren't looking. When you turn in, the car just goes, yep, I've got it, no problem. No drama, no wrestling match, no sudden desire to visit the nearest hedge. It's definitely easier to drive, much easier in fact. You can push harder, you can brake later, and you can generally behave like a complete hooligan without being punished for it. In Assetto Corsa Rally, doing that would end with you upside down, on fire, looking at the sky. Here, the car kinda just shrugs and asks if you'd like to go faster. And that's the thing, it's fun. It's really fun. Once you get into a rhythm, which you can do almost immediately, you feel confident, capable, like you actually know what you're doing. But it's not quite, I would say, as believable. Not quite. The front wheel drive madness, the torque steer tug of war, the raw aggression, it's all been smoothed out and it's kind of been made, well, a lot more friendly. The sound is good. I'd say it sounds okay, nowhere near as good as Assetto Corsa Rally, but still not bad. It's like watching HD TV next to a 4K OLED. It's still great, but it's just not quite at the same level. If AC Rally is a strict driving instructor who slaps your knuckles every time you get something wrong, then Dirt Rally 2, it's kind of your mate who hands you the keys and says, go on mate, give it some beans. And honestly, sometimes that's exactly what you want. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Graphically, the game really impressed me. The car model looks okay. Again, it's not on the same level as AC Rally, but I wouldn't expect it to be considering the age of the engine. But I was overall very impressed with how Dirt Rally 2 looked on my latest PC system. So overall, I'd say the Peugeot, it was good, but it felt just that little bit too easy. So with what looked like a win for AC Rally, let's jump into the Subaru and see how this feels. Well, this car, what can you say? It's a blue and gold legend. It's a car that made an entire generation shout, if in doubt, flat out, before immediately crashing normally. It's a car that's so iconic it should really come with its own theme music and a small Scottish man shouting encouragement at you. In Assetto Corsa Rally, it looks spectacular. Honestly, the visuals, they're so good. You can pause the game, frame the screen and hang it on your wall. The lighting's so realistic, you can practically feel the cold morning air and smell that damp Welsh gravel. The car model's immaculate, it really is. Every vent, every crease, every bolt looks like it's been scanned from a museum piece. It's absolutely lovely. It really could be genuine footage, and if you stick a VHS filter over it, I'm sure it would look real. The sound's really nice and deep and throaty and very unmistakably Subaru. It's that boxer burble that makes grown adults go misty-eyed. I absolutely love that engine sound. I love these cars, I really did. It does sound good, but I think the team could make it sound even better. But driving it, well, this is when we start to falter bits a little bit. It's a bit of a different story. It feels, well, very heavy, sluggish, like it's kind of wading through porridge whilst wearing hiking boots. You turn the wheel and the car kind of thinks about it, considers its options, checks the diary and eventually decides it might turn in a bit. The grip is inconsistent, sometimes it bites beautifully, sometimes it slides like it's on wet grass, and sometimes it just shrugs its shoulders and says, you're on your own mate. It's like the car has some kind of like mood swing. As for the handbrake, well, the handbrake doesn't work at all. You can pull it and the car responds with the same enthusiasm as my stepson when I ask him to clean his room. There's nothing, no rotation, no drama, just a sort of vague, disappointed wobble. It's absolutely useless. It's still enjoyable. There's something charming about wrestling it down this Welsh stage, but it never quite comes alive. It feels like the car is permanently tired, like it's stayed up too late the night before and wants to go for a nap. Which is is strange because visually and aurally, it's the best Subaru I've ever seen in a sim. It looks like a rally car, it sounds like a rally car, I don't think it drives like one. So, I'll be honest, I came away from this feeling a little bit disappointed. Frustratingly disappointed because it was a real shame. After the Peugeot, that wild, twitchy, torque-steering psychopath, this kind of just feels, I don't know, just a bit boring. I was expecting the Subaru to deliver the same kind of adrenaline. This is the Impreza, the blue and gold icon, the car that turned rallying into a religion. If any car was gonna shine in Assetto Corsa Rally, it really should have been this one. But instead it just didn't. It looked incredible, it sounded good, but the actual driving, it just never really snapped into life. It never gave you that moment where you go, ah yes, this is why people love these things. After the Peugeot, which was basically a caffeinated wash with wheels, the Subaru felt like it was like a warm bath. Comfortable? Yes. Pleasant? Yes. But not exactly thrilling. Not exactly what you want from a rally icon. It wasn't easy to drive, that's for sure, as I'm about to find out, right at the very end of the stage where I absolutely bin it on the bump. So that was the Subaru, the Scooby on AC Rally. Let's head over to Dirt Rally 2. And for the Scooby, we could go like for like, we brought it to Wales. And straight away, within a couple of runs, everything suddenly made sense. This, on Dirt Rally 2, was a different beast. It's responsive, it's agile, it's eager. You turn the wheel and it turns. You pull the handbrake and it rotates. You breathe on the throttle and it launches forward like a caffeinated Labrador that's just spotted a squirrel. This is what a rally Subaru should feel like, in my opinion, and it's just that. Look at me, I'm driving one-handed. This is the kind of confidence that this car inspired. It's playful, it's balanced, it's confident, and it gives you that confidence. It dances across the gravel with a wonderful mix of stability and chaos, like it's permanently on the edge, but it's absolutely loving it. The best part though, the best part was how it made you feel. It makes you feel like a hero, not a passenger, not a terrified amateur clinging on for dear life, but it made you feel like a hero. The grip is predictable, the weight transfer, that's intuitive, and the car communicates with you in a way that's, it's almost telepathic. You always know what it's doing, what it wants, what it's about to do next. It wants to be driven fast, and in fact it begs to be driven fast. And this is one of those moments right there where sim racing suddenly feels worthwhile, even as you see me make a little bit of a mistake there just over the grass. Because every now and again you can find a car that just clicks, a car that reminds you why you bought the wheel, the pedals, the rig, the shifter, the whole ridiculous setup. A car that makes you think, yes, this is why I do this. This Subaru on Dirt Rally 2, for me, it's one of those cars. The kind you finish a stage with and you immediately want to restart. Not because you crashed, not because you want to go faster, but because you want another go. You want to chase that perfect run, you want to chase that feeling. It's the kind of car that makes you feel like you've somehow absorbed about 10% of Colin McRae's talent. Not all of it, obviously, but just enough to make you grin like an idiot. Graphically, the car model isn't as good as AC Rally, however, it is a last generation game, so that's to be expected. It's allowed to have a few wrinkles, a few rough edges. It's like my old pair of jeans, they're a bit warm, they're a bit faded, but I think they're brilliant, and no matter how many times Rachel tries to chuck them in the bin, I'm going to get them back out. What matters though is the driving, and the driving is sublime, in case I've not emphasised that quite enough. It's the kind of experience that sticks with you, the kind of car that you think about later in the day, the kind of car that you wanted to come back to tomorrow and the day after that. This isn't just a good rally car, not for me, it's one of the best sim racing experiences I've ever had. And that is high praise, it really is, so I would definitely urge you to give this car a try. As we approach the end of the stage, I must touch on the handbrake. As I say, in the Subaru on AC Rally, that handbrake, that feels absolutely broken, pointless, just a stick pointed up for no reason whatsoever. However, here on Dirt Rally 2, when I'm not messing it up like I just did there, it actually works. It's predictable, you can really slide the car around, and it feels like something worth using. It's really just nondescript and absolutely pointless on AC Rally. It really needs some work when it comes to the handbrake, in my opinion. So when it comes to the head-to-head, it's a clear, astronomically one-sided win for the Subaru on Dirt Rally 2. It's much, much more fun to drive than on AC Rally. So as it's one apiece, the Peugeot is better on AC Rally. The Subaru is better on Dirt Rally 2. That means I get to pick the winner, and I'm going to do just that. So then, the two cars, the two games, very different experiences. The Peugeot 306 in AC Rally. It's hard, it's authentic, it's a masochist, it wants to kill you. It's the Dark Souls of rally games. Then the Subaru, miles better in Dirt Rally 2. It's more fun, more responsive, more Subaru. Assetto Corsa Rally is for the purists, it's for the masochists, it's for the people with patience and that want to earn it through suffering. Dirt Rally 2 is for everyone else. It's fun, it's fast, and it makes you feel like a superstar. So which one should you play? If you want pain and realism, Assetto Corsa Rally in the Peugeot. If you want joy and adrenaline, then it's Dirt Rally 2. As for me, today I'm choosing fun. If I want to go rallying, I want to play the game that makes me feel like Colin McRae. So for me, the outright winner is Dirt Rally 2. Do you disagree? Let me know in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed this little comparison and if you like what I do on the channel, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, as it would help me out massively. As always, I've been the Reverend. Thank you very much for watching.